This past week was pretty rough. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm gonna do what I do best when life, I guess, comes at you, throws at you lemons, whatever you want to call it. Stuff that pops up, very in my face in TCG, whether I'm playing the games or just opening. And just in time, I got some limit over collection. Again, the heroes, which I said I wasn't gonna open anymore, but I'll be honest, Magnificent Monster just got me thirsty. I want to open it as soon as possible, and the best way to experience that now is to open the OG stuff, which came out in Japan back in March. In case you need an update, I have not pulled anything from, well, no, let me not say that, because I literally next to me have slabs that I have not even done a video on because I don't think I want to. Where is it? Good lord, how many slabs are here? But I have slabs over here featuring, oh, there they are, featuring these, which maybe I'll do a video on this at some point, maybe not, I don't know. I really don't like how PSA has been moving the past couple of months. Great company back in the day, and nowadays it's kind of a disaster. But point is I pulled everything in the set except for the Dark Magician Girl and the Dark Magician in Prismatic rarity. I pulled them in full arts for the Ultras, but not the Prismatic. And of course, no Grandmaster. Not that I'm expecting a Grandmaster, because again, we're talking about serialized cards. Why is this? Immediately my brain says, do we have a reseal over here? Because that felt kind of sticky to open. But yeah, let's just see what happens. We'll open 5 boxes and call it a day, and then we'll hop into Magnificent Monsters when it comes out in the near future. Not 4, yeah, it was. In September, which I'm super excited about. But it's gonna be rough, man. Because with this, it was spread amongst Japan. These were available within the country of Japan. Ours will be available on this side of the world. This side of the world, dog. Oh my goodness. Like the fact that 100 of some of your favorite cards will be spread amongst Canada, US, Central America, South America is nuts to me. And then Europe, same thing. Europe will have the same thing over there, where that side of the world, and I don't know if they're gonna have an E. I don't know if they mentioned. I think they said they're gonna have an E. For us, it's just gonna say 100A, and it'll be in English. I think something like that. And they said no matter which country you're in, it'll always be in English. So if you open up, like, let's say Portuguese packs, it'll also be an English Grandmaster. But anyways, the odds of pulling a Grandmaster just got thrown out the window. And I know the Japanese version of these cards, not the Asian Japanese version, but the regular Japanese versions, were like incredibly expensive. And then the Asian ones were kind of like, the price went down. I think the Korean and also the Chinese versions were a lot cheaper. It's just not a bit cheaper, but a lot cheaper compared to the original Japanese release. So that, excuse me. So then I was thinking, how is that gonna work for us? Will the Japanese version be like the most sought after, or will it be in English? I think it's gonna be in English solely because of how hard it's gonna be to open and pull. Not to, well, actually open as well, but to pull. Again, it's gonna be 18 Grandmasters spread amongst the side of the world, and then here's one. Not Grandmaster, but full art. It's gonna be 18 Grandmasters. They'll be spread amongst this side of the world, and then 18 on the other side. We're just gonna go right to the back because we know that this box is nothing. And then because there's such a wider margin, and also how crazy some of the English collectors are, it's gonna be a challenge to get a serialized cards, let alone a specific one. I mean, imagine you pull a Grandmaster, you're excited. You pull a Grandmaster in Japan, you're excited. But pulling a Grandmaster here, it happens to be like Synchro Emergency, is gonna be, ooh, that's a banger. Did I pull this in? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. So I know I pulled this I think I pulled this in the Asian version, right? I have it actually graded next to me. But this was actually one of my chases. This and a Masquerina were my chases. And I know I pulled, I want to say the Masquerina I got was from the Asian version. I mean, I guess I can compare it here in a second. But if not, that's a W, because this is my first time actually pulling this card in the non-Asian version. Again, the reason why it's confusing is because they released the set in Japan, and then they released like an Asian version outside of Japan that is not as desired by collectors for some reason. I honestly don't give a shit. If I pulled a Grandmaster even in the A version, I'm hyped. I even thought about buying one, I'll be honest with you, because the prices were so much lower. Like literally, they had Dark Magician Girl, it's gonna sound crazy to even say this, listed for like 16 grand or something like that. And you're probably gonna be like, 16 grand is not a little, it's not. It is a lot of money. But in hindsight, the normal Japanese version was like 60 grand, 50, 60 grand raw. So if you see the same card just at 16 grand versus like 50 grand, all because it has the letter A on it, same shit to me. It's the same shit, man. It's still a serialized card. I thought about it, but I mean, I would probably trade for it if it comes down to it. I'm not gonna straight up outright buy it. And I also feel like because they're not as popular, the price is definitely gonna keep going down as well. Anyway, so our unfortunate full art was the Synchro Emergency in Ultra Rare. Unlike the English counterpart, these come with guaranteed full arts. Either you get it in Prismatic or you get it in the regular Ultra Rare. And you also get a Prismatic regular card as well, which we honestly got the best one. That and the Mask and the SP Little Knight are by far the best ones. But yeah, I'm not gonna get any more of these. I'll be honest. They're very expensive to get now. And then the worst part is, again, the odds of pulling something is like so much lower. It's like with every Grandmaster pulled, that's one less available in the pool. And for all we know, they all got pulled. We don't know. This is a very popular set, incredibly popular. We only seen the ones that are pulled and shown up online, and even then, people mostly hide the serial numbers. So I don't know how many exist. For all you know, we're opening dead boxes. For all you even know, this had a Grandmaster pulled out of this case, and they just sold the rest of the boxes anyways. We'll never know, unless, nah, not that time. So yeah. Ruxin did pull his Stardust Dragon, obviously, which is really hype. I don't think I will ever beat that, ever. I did say if you want to pull what you're chasing for, do a box battle Ruxin. It was on the inverse. So I wasn't wrong. The trick of pulling whatever chase you want is still there, 100%. All right. Bro, what is it with the bad cards? You don't know this, but I actually did buy more boxes. I want to say like 3 weeks ago. That took like a month to get here, by the way. And I pulled probably the worst full arts out of it and ultra rare. I definitely excuse me. After that, I definitely just stared at the I definitely stared at the boxes, the trash on the floor, and then the files afterwards, and just kind of walked away from it. I was like, you know what? You got it. You got it. Again, the reason why I'm speeding through this right now is because we got the 2 big hits in the box. The rest of the box is dead. I mean, you can get a Perulia, which is hit with a big hit. But also, like, these hits only matter if you plan on selling it, which for us in the States, no one's buying OCG cards. In order to sell it, I would have to basically go to Japan and then live there also, because you can't just be a foreigner that pulls up like, hey, you try to buy these? No, they require like a Japanese ID and everything. So even though you pull something that's like a Perulia that could be like 50 bucks, if you can't sell it, is it really 50 bucks? It's kind of worthless. Now for the Masquerina, I just genuinely wanted that card because I like the art that they released for the Master Duel anniversary. Both that Masquerina and the SP Little Knight were part of like a unique campaign where they released the cards first in Master Duel, and then physically later, a couple months later, actually, like 2 months later, in the game featuring in this set. So I wanted both of those just because I like the art, and I did actually end up pulling those in my original batch back in March. Could I get a full art prismatic, please? Specifically, Dark Magician Girl. I've opened so many boxes. I've technically never pulled Magical Curtain. I've pulled everything else, I want to say. Well, not everything. I don't think I pulled Synchro. Let me not ask for this. Technically, I didn't pull Synchro Emergency in Prismatic. But not because I said that. I'm nervous that that's going to be the one Prismatic full art that I get in the video. And it's like, come on. You made this happen, Rhyme. See, like, look, this art is so good. Again, I got the graded copy sitting in my pile next to me that I never recorded. This PSA has been on one lately. Ooh, nice. Sin Force, okay. Probably one of the more terrible of the regular prismatics you can get. But hey, we got the best one, so worst and best, it fits. Okay, all right. Still, we still kind of cooking. We kind of cooking it up. Grandmaster question mark? Maybe. Ooh, I saw the bottom of the shine, and I'm like, oh, that's shiny, and we already hit the prismatic. That's gotta be the full art. But it was just a collector rare. All right, come on. It got stuck for a second. For a second when I pulled it up, the other card was so stuck behind it that nothing was there. I was like, there's no way they just forgot to put the card in here. The conspiracy theory inside me would have been like, that should have been a Grandmaster. It got stolen out the factory. Clearly. You know what I do want to know? Due to the nature of the Grandmasters, how were they printed? Like, did they keep an extra eye to make sure all 100 were like sealed away in packs? So that one person didn't just like sneak one away? Makes you wonder. Or maybe one person did steal one or two and they're just kind of sitting on it. Maybe they stole a bunch. We have no clue. I want to know how that process went. That's a first for me. That's a first for me. That's a big one. That's a big one. The Dark Magician, Pharaoh's Servants, in full art, prismatic, rarity. Woo! I'm pretty sure I only pulled one ultra rare variant of this, period. This is sick. Oh, this is technically, voice crack. This is technically my first time seeing this outside of when I first saw it in Japan at Jump Festa. This is so cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's gotta go in the back. Yo, imagine we pull both the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician Girl to like really end the saga, you know? Because again, I technically never pulled either one of those. The Curtain I did not get in Ultra or in Prismatic rarity, and same thing with Dark Magician. I pulled, I believe, 2 Curtains in Ultra rare. And I want to say I pulled like one of the Dark Magicians in Ultra rare. But really, you know, to like pay for the boxes and to kind of like give yourself peace of mind, like, oh yeah, this is paid for. Yeah, why not pull? You want to pull something of same value, if that makes sense, right? Box number 4. Yeah, 4. What's funny is I originally was going to get 3 boxes, but last second I was like, yeah, let me just toss in one more. By one more, I mean 2 more. Make a nice even 5. Even 5. I'm excited about that. It's gonna hit me in a second, actually. Like, oh, I actually pulled the Dark Magician. That's sick. All right, but I would like to get a Curtain as well. But technically, like I said, I have not gotten one. And pulling both in the same video would just be magical. Nothing. Imagine we get an SP loan out as well for like the regular prismatic. Excuse me. That'd be an incredibly stacked box. Or stacked boxes, I should say. But yeah, this is gonna be semi-fun. I say semi-fun to open in English because of how hard it might be to get. But something with this nature is gonna attract so many like bad agents, scalpers, you know, vendors who know nothing about the game. Nothing against it. I think what's more cringe is gonna be the ones who are like gonna pull stuff like this and try to sell it or grade it. Like, yeah, oh, you want the Lacrima? It's an expensive card. I'm like, yeah, it's expensive because it's playable. I mean, I would honestly grade Lacrima, but like I wouldn't grade something like this or something like this. Someone will though. I feel like the iconic cards, the fan favorites, you can definitely grade, but again, this goes back to the whole argument that I had before. Like, why are people grading Ash Blossoms? No one wants to collect Ash Blossoms. Oof, that one sucks. But Rhyme, you have a giant Ash Blossom on your wall. That's a trophy, dog. People don't understand that these cards right here, these giant cards, they're not posters, they're actually trophies. I don't just have an Ash Blossom on my wall because I'm a fan. I hate that fucking card. I won it in a tournament in 2022, the Master Duel Invitational. That was my prize. I wish it was a giant card of choice. It was not. It was just a giant alt art Ash Blossom 1 of 4. And then this Dark Magician Girl is the only one. It's 1 of 1. That was for something else. That one actually requested. This one. That one, I had no choice. And the second I can replace that and move it to another side of my wall, it's gonna happen. But for now, that's my proof that I can be good at the game. But yeah, you're not gonna grade stuff like this. You wanna grade the iconic stuff, like the cool stuff, the collectible stuff, the ace monsters, you know? That said, people who are going to enter the hobby for Magnificent Monsters will probably pull stuff like this and try to grade it and be like, why no one buy? Because they're busy playing the dog. Because they're busy playing it. Don't be cringe. Oh, Trident Dragon. I hate that card. Another card that's like absolutely despised. Trident Dragon. And that's a cool card. It's a what, 3-headed dragon? It's Ghidorah, basically. But everybody knows that plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Knows that was a staple in Tenpai, one of the most hated decks of all time. Alright, last box. And no regrets actually on buying these 5. At least I pulled the Dark Magician, which is nice. But imagine we end the saga completely right now with this. That'd be hype. That'd be insane. What better way to do it too with the last box? Like last pack magic, last box magic, that'd be nuts. I'm not asking for the Grandmaster, I just want a curtain. I would like the... Where's my curtain for good luck? There you go. Here. It's the one that was gifted to me by Infinite Collections back in March. You can hang out next to your teacher and channel the curtain popping up. If I do pull a curtain, I'm definitely sending it frame 1 to ARS in Japan. I think the ARS slabs look so much better, especially for something like a serialized card, because it feels like a trophy. That'd be hype. One thing I want to see when I reveal the bottom of the card is shine. When you see that sparkly shine, it's like, wait a minute. That is a Starlight. Technically, what you want to see is the hieroglyphs. If you see the hieroglyphs, you're like, it's actually happening. All right, we got Wanted. We got Crusadia. And Luna Light. Saber Dancer? Is it Saber Dancer? I think that's Saber Dancer, right? One of the Luna Lights. I remember talking about it in March. I hate this card so much, dog. I cannot stand this stupid card. I literally cannot stand that stupid card. I seen that stupid what is it? It's not Astro. Yeah, it's not Astrograph. Pendulum Magician. I think that's what it is. I hate that card so much because I have a burning hatred for pendulums in general as an archetype, as a playstyle. And every time I see that card pop up, I'm just like, why is it always this stupid card, dog? That and Astrograph Sorcerer, like, get out of my face, dog. Well, that is a way to end it, I guess. There is our pendulum again. You know what? That's just gonna go around the floor. That might be the worst box of all time. Oh, that box was ass. The only way this will make up for itself is if this randomly had a GMR as a bonus. Which the chance of that happening is non-existent. But hey, I also can't complain too much because I got the Dark Magician and Prismatic. And I finally technically pulled Masquerina. Again, assuming... Because I pulled one of the Masquerinas or SPLO Knights, one of the girls, in the Asian box and then one in the regular box. I'm almost positive it was the Masquerina that I got in the Asian box. So technically this is a first as well. So, it's a W. Ooh, they're so cool. Look at it. Damn. So yeah. Alright, that's gonna wrap up the saga for Limit Over Collection for now. Next time we open these is gonna be when we get Magnificent Monsters in September. Hopefully earlier, if we end up doing like a sponsored opening as well. That one's gonna be scary. Because what's funny about anytime I do openings, if you do a sponsored opening, you always get the people who are like, oh, they sent you a stacked box. I have almost never pulled something crazy out of a stacked box. The only thing I've ever pulled that I would consider is crazy was in Rarity Collection, was it 2? I pulled Axis Code Talker and Masquerina in Quarter Century Rare in the same like 2 boxes that I received. And at the time I thought, oh my god, this is the most rare shit of all time. They weren't that common. But to me, it was hype. And then also same thing with, actually, they're over here. The grades came back for them. When I pulled, this right here. The Dark Magician Girl. And the, Lovely Labyrinth in the same box as well. Which, again, to me was hype because I've wanted both of these cards. But in hindsight, they weren't that rare. So it was kind of like, it was lucky that I got both because I chased them. But also, like, they're like $4 cards, $4 a piece. If I pull something crazy in these sponsor videos at any point, all the people are going to say is you got a stack box. When I literally, in the 10 years I've done this plus, never had before. It was always just random luck. But hey, you know what? If it happens, I don't give a shit. If you send me a box, stacked or not, and I pull a Grandmaster, I'm hyped. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, today's it up. Let me know your thoughts and anything else. Also, how your weekend's going. And I'll see you guys in the comment section below.